Works Festival, how are we? I'm James William Dillon, with Jimbosmyname, and I'm going to be doing a few poems for you. And I might riff for a lot of it as well, but most of it probably. I'm going to be talking about political issues, everything in between, yeah? So I'm going to need your help with the first one. Yes. Because I'm in the poetry clique. Come on, Works Festival, please join in. And it only took what? I'd say about a year and a bit. But that's not counting all the gigs I went to over the years where I would observe. It's not only the stage presence, the mannerisms, styles, or unique set list you see. You. I've been watching you. And you may have even fell for my clever ruse because I'd follow you. I'd give you the uptick in views and maybe a like or two. And you'd be like, who's this Jimbosmyname? Oh, he does some poetry too. And then I follow back and snap. You fell into my trap and now being asked to do shows and gigs out in Inchicore, even asked back to parties and poets' gaps. Lads, I'm in the clique. Or at least I like to think. But that's like a blueprint to break into the scene of spoken word poetry. My name is now being mentioned alongside those who try to emulate habitually. You're rubbing shoulders with the same folks you could be shit talking with, pre and post rhythmic flows and prose. And honestly, my experience, not enough of this. Yeah, the poetry cliques. They don't come out enough when you hear something that resonates or they're on stage trying to find the words to say. You see? It works. And I get it, you might feel a bit nervous to do it at first. You don't want to be the only one to start snapping. Like, not in the classical sense, like with anger and start shouting.
Get off the fucking stage! We don't care what you have to say. Seamus Heaney be rolling in his grave.
Not like that. But a more jazzy type, a more chill vibe, like, yo daddy, yo. I like what you're spitting. The flows pour like hot chocolate and equally delicious. And if you were to have a sip, I'd bet you would dig it for the silky, sublime rhyme styles. It's exquisite. Now let's revisit my poetic journey. I've been writing since you had to get on your tippy toes to reach a grasshopper's knee. Always appreciated great rhyming schemes, audible inhales. When left in disbelief and always constructive when it comes to critique. But in the clique, yeah, but it's not all upsides. I do have to proofread my messages more than a few times before I hit send. Find myself googling the meaning of words again and again and again, and then spending an absolute fortune going into town on the train. But long may I remain in the clique, so how about instead of applause when I finish, we replace those claps with a few poetry clicks. Good, we'll start off with, yeah? Into that? Okay. I'm going to do something real quick. You can still hear me when I'm doing this, yeah? No. Okay. I'm going to do another one. And I need to show you something as well, right? Basil, you'll love this. Do you want one? Business cards. So if I gave you one, I'm going to leave them here, right? It's something else about me. Like, I'm in the poetry clique, of course, but when I want to get my steps up, I send voice notes. I don't know about you, but I can't sit or stand still. My tongue hits that microphone, I start pacing the floor, folks, back and forth, to and fro. Depending on the length, I could end up halfway down the road, far from home. I wouldn't even notice it's raining. My WhatsApp oration shows a dedication to dictation, my main method of communication. Because two-tongued the QWERTY, it's not for me. You and I only prefer a soliloquy, doomed fingering glass screens, happily jaded, killing lackluster zany, X-rated, contagious vibrations, braggadocious never. Mind you, if you whip your phone out, check the keypad, that was every letter, in order. Getting quite creative lately. I deleted Twitter off my phone and keeping me head down now for what feels like ages. Don't worry, everything is okay. I'm just flexing my left brain. Call it mental gymnastics. I'm spitting parallel bars. Ooh. Running rings around your pommel, I'll leave you floored, but it's not my fault. I'm just trying to find a balance. Do I jot this down or blurt this out? A bit of etiquette wouldn't go astray. I don't want you sneezing at me. The coughing and spluttering, stuttering. And what's with the long pause and lip smacks? I'm going to listen back on 1.52 if you're a slow talker or a yawner. Please take a moment to ponder those thoughts before you send on that voice recorder. The pros know, if you hold your phone up to your ear real close, the speaker changes and it's more like a phone call. And if you don't know, now you know. I listened and I laughed, but now I'm in a predicament. I need to start my reply with a chuckle, or at least a little bit of giggling. No way. That's mad. Come here, don't send this on. Because my voice is quite the recognisable one, and if I give you the dilly about the bust up all over gossip that's been going on and that gets back to me, we're going to have a problem. We've come a long way from cans made of tin with twine tied between. I can't afford a flock of carrier pigeons. Emojis are just modern day hieroglyphics. It's hard to send kisses with smoke signals. And in Morse code, I love you and I hate you, it's just one dot and two dashes in the difference. So while you might be indifferent about how you communicate, just know I'm always going to vocalise what I want to say. Your tongues will go raw, but I'll speak till my voice gets hoarse with it. No way. That's mad. Thanks. These are a lovely crowd, fair play to us. I bought this the other day, and I was like, and I had out the intention of like, I'm just going to write down everything I'm doing during the day, and I have like times on it and stuff, and da. I got like 2 pages in, and I'm like, this isn't for me. I ain't doing this. But I have certain topics I was going to bring up. Do you ever see actors giving interviews? How would you believe them? You know what I mean? Can't watch them. Or like podcasts, right? They're acting. Just the observations, okay? I was up last night. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, I do want to be serious. I actually came second in a writing workshop. Do you know who beat me? Anna D. You know what I mean? She is quite good, yeah. Bit bitter about it, but I'm happy for her, in a way. But it was Colin Keegan's Ireland Is. You have to write a list poem. So I wrote this one. It's called Ireland Is. Ireland is, well, it depends. You might see what looks like welcoming arms outstretched, but if you look closely, there's a pint being held at each end. It's the ghost of Delamere puffing out his chest. Your Kate meal of falter falters when you offer to house those less fortunate, but forget that our streets are already lined with tents. Ireland is remaining somber during the repeal the 8th debate, then celebrating a bit too much with the past. As if it wasn't future generation souls, we'll never know. That can be the toll. Retribution for mother and baby homes. The grass here is not as green as it's perceived overseas. I'm never surprised when the mate leaves. That burgundy passport facilitates a clear passageway to any and all other destinations. Willing to take our people suffering. This time not from potato blight, but our Irish looking for a better life. Ireland is that piece of paper with Pope John Paul's face, torn apart by someone who was misunderstood, but through the passage of time, her mind was more clear than all the clergy combined. Ireland is here. I'm not racist, but on the back of the bus, it makes your ears prick up, made feel uncomfortable. Ireland used to be a fair knock, cotton bottoms tucked into socks, hands down the jocks. Now it's gentrified. North Face tops, coffee shops, and bringing your Frenchie on a walk. Ireland is ginger. It has freckles. Loves talk about the weather. Participates in alcohol-fueled debate about anything. Ireland is full of wee rebels, with mutton chops, slashing short grass, faithful to gates and crystal lakes. It's hooking up with a royal in the kingdom's garden, holding up a banner for the forgotten, all gone up in smoke. That sideways look when you put London in front of Derry. Ireland didn't die suddenly. A progressive creep, cobblestone streets, Irish dancing badly at the K-Lee, Jack Ames, cold cheese, pill-baked chimneys. Ireland is singing, ooh, ah, up the rap. How's your man, your dad working, how's she cook? Cow hair coloured, cause some genius think their farts cause global warming. Ireland is bleeding dead. If you're sick, flat 7-Up is the only remedy you'll need. Ireland is splitting the G, drinking tea, tell the world, leprechauns have gone extinct. TG Carter versus RTE, Michael Flatley, our new president. Ireland is and will always be McGraw, because Ireland is worth fighting for. Thanks. Lion, Annie. Did I check out another topic while I'm doing it?
You!
Shout the topic at me. I'm gonna get to that one, yeah. I think there's gonna be a lot of talk about, now that you say that, actually, I think there's gonna be a lot of talk of Palestine being brought up, right? This isn't gonna lower the mood, man, right? But I never actually said anything about it online. But if you think like Palestine, Stein, very Jewish. Observational. Yeah, no. But I was mad about Trump. He's let me down lately, you know? You see the hats? Do you want to just showcase the hat a bit? You may go on a grand again. Like, it was right and I with Trump. And now he wears little tiny hats, if you know what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to do another one. What I done a while ago, right? I bought a board house for my sister. We got the back garden done up. And she was like, I'd love a board house. I was like, I know what? I know a carpenter. So I got on to him. I said, do you want to make your sister a board house? Yeah. He thought it was messy. So about a month went down the line, and I texted him, I was like, what's the story with this board house? And he goes, I'll be up to you in 20 minutes. So he built that board house in 10 minutes, and then drove it up to me with the other 10. And it was the most dangerous bit of equipment I've ever seen in my life. So this poem is called Hostel Board Hostel. Tire screeched on a darkened street. Agreed to meet to receive a board house personally made for my sister Dee. I tried to pay but was greeted by, nah, you're grand. That's when alarm bells should have rang. Indoors, confusion washed over me. I could now see what clearly was a board killing machine. The entrance was jagged, and even if a board could get past, it then had to contest with nails and screws, which could easily take a red-breast jacket. I tried it in the garden for a week, but I was more concerned for the avian welfare in my local vicinity. Few positives, it was sturdy. A boardy would barely be able to bend the ledge of this carpentry catastrophe. But now times have changed. I find myself watching a time lapse of a decking being made and a Canadian kitchen upgrade. Thank you. So that was the thing, he done that and then he moved to Canada soon after. Is that Sean Walsh at the back, is it? Yep. What's up? Catch Sean Walsh and myself. I'll tell you this now actually. We're going to be performing Dublin's Finest at Electric Picnic on Sunday, 12 o'clock. Bit of an early one, but we'll take it easy on you. So it's me, Sean. Do you know Floro? Roshin? Yeah, and what's her name? Nuala Leonard. She won the All Ireland. Do you know anyone know her? Dave Hines knows her. He says, you should go on your lineup. I was like, yeah. So it's going to be the four of us. You were finding that out for the first time as well, right? Okay, go. So I'm going to do a fun one. This is actually one when I go to like parties and all, like people request, believe it or not, they request poems on me. And I'm signed up with a personal trainer, thanks for noticing. But this is the poem that I wrote in order to lose weight. So it's not about anyone, it's about me. And it's called My Fat Friend. My fat friend helps me achieve great heights. Mostly when he's on the opposite end of a seesaw ride. He's been told multiple times that he might die if he doesn't change his diet that's been slowly killing him while sustaining him his whole life. So it's with a heavy heart I'm writing this, reminding him that not only is his heart heavy, but the culmination of fat might just compress it to the point the pressure makes a diamond and the pain subsides. Probably only right because he's a diamond. That's how he's seen in my eyes. He's friendly with all the girls in the checkout line, knows the jingle to every food advertisement that has a catchy rhyme. If he doesn't order a pizza for more than 2 days, they call around to his place to make sure he's okay. The local chefs know his face and know his reviews carry weight. Quite like his belt and suspenders combo, it keeps that up in a static state. If they were to break, that tummy would tumble at an amazing pace, and the fisher would make the cause it to fall in, just to get stuck at the waist. Always finishes every dinner. He's the one who recommended XXXXXL t-shirts to those who could eat bottomless chicken wings the quickest. His cheesy grin can be seen immortalised in the winner section of every conceivable cuisine. Only gets angry if he goes unfed. He lives at the plateau of an inverted food pyramid. Wins every food fight. Enough left on his bib to sustain a rugby team for a fortnight. His cholesterol cells banded together. And one day they plan to fight the weight. Has to stay on the ground floor for evacuation plans. He doesn't fall. He has a fall. The tea towel he uses to wipe his brow needs to be wrung out then hung out. The breeze would carry the scent to make you think every chipper in the area got an advance on their rent. He can cook for himself, but best believe it's going to be greasy and covered in cheese. Discount codes are this man's riches. His pins and needles are more like spears and stitches. Spends more money on disposable delf, and it's the only house in the area you won't find cookies on the top shelf. He likes the more sweaty Elvis. His own pelvis resembles a Yankee candle with glass that's cracked and let bits spill out while it's melted. When he smiles, it shows on all chins. Sometimes I let him hide my cans in his fat folds, so when we're going out anywhere, he can sneak them in. Man versus food, but food's fighting back. Health problems higher than his pancake stacks. But I think he's big and beautiful, with an hourglass figure. It's just his time is running out. Quicker and quicker. Time's actually flying, isn't it? Okay. Do you just want to hear their poem? Their poem? Okay. So basically the premise behind the poem, okay? The premise behind the poem is it's the best poem ever written. Ever. Not just my best poem, the best poem ever written, right? Now, if I'm being honest, I had it all written out and yesterday, my whole writing process is you get drunk, you write a poem, and then you translate it from drunk Jim to sober Jim the next day, yeah? So, I got too drunk last night, and the ending of it kind of dips out, but it's the poem version 1, okay? So the next time you hear this, it'll be even better, okay? That's the premise. The poem is my magnum opus, you know what I mean? It's the holy grail.
6.5 hours later.
So you're ready? You're ready. Bang! I'll hit you with the onomatopoeia. A clash, clack, clatter, clop. Maybe some alliteration. If assonance is more what you're into, then allow my well-endowed, profound vocab tickle the ear of an attentive crowd. The poem is my dissertation. It will uplift you then cut you down with linguistic lacerations. Let me bring it right back to the start. The Gilgamesh of Mesopotamia. Poetry was created as a means of worship and entertainment. Words etched on stone to be passed down through generations. Since then, it's been through many stages. Homeric, classical, Renaissance, dark and golden ages, all ever evolving iterations. Ballad, psalm, sonnets to transport the reader to places and get lost in rhymes when you read between the lines, all phonetically fondling. Tell you, Victor was tangled off to Charlie hearing echoes in his sleep. Romeo and Juliet, a few whiskies deep, fox trotting around the hotel, that's what made old Papa preach. If you were to x-ray me, you'll find poems in my bones embedded deep on the alphabet of this shit. You'll say, bravo, cheers folks, I'll take my Oscar to go. This is the poem, not the essay. Word count is not as important as words that count. You need to work on your Spanish, mate. The poem is not microwave friendly or dishwasher safe. It'll melt your face. Okay. If Willie Shakes was around today, shall I compare thee to a gram of flake? Unlike Frost, I carved my own path on the forest walk, took the path less trotted the dawn, bringing the heat. Sylvia Plath, I'm the one who turned the oven on. There once was a poet named Jimbo. He wanted to compete in limbo. Then he tore his ACL, now his knee cannot bend, so his chances of winning are slimbo. The poet in me says, oh, that's deep, but the cheapskate says, there's a great deal on baby shoes. They look brand new. Did you get that, huh? Hemingway? Okay. Yes, it is. Let's sonnet till we vomit. The poem is every word you've ever read, distilled, composed as modern lexicon. It's the first and last ever bred of an art form most radical. Go ahead and describe the sunrise in your own particular way. The dawn might be different in your eyes, though to the blind you still cannot convey. The poem is my 4-foot box, my daffodil stance in the lake water lapping or a trip down right on the road, but far away from home. I'm a fan of Japan, so I'll try something new. Never ever liked haikus, but this one might work. I'm sick. I'll plague your pages. The poem's bubonic. You can't cage it. It just broke and tame it. I'm the bard who can't get barred. The versifier, not the diversity fire. Pulled up with its bootstraps to escape the quagmire. My Caravaggio, the shine on the soldier's shoulder. Sisyphus is boulder. Sure, it's a lot of pressure, but it's one I can hold up. It might just fill you with existential dread. The stars you describe are already dead. James Joyce with just his letters. Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay, then how long did it take? The world's current sitch is a bit shit. They weren't good times, there are just better times than this. It needs an oil change, lest the gas will blow up in your face. That lonely cloud wandering has no silver lining. You don't have a seat at the table, you're probably on the menu. But what if I am that man's son and my day has come? The poem is my Iliad, my ode to those who came before. Psst, the poem is worth staying up late for. Living, not just existing. In the future, when they look me up, James William Dillon, Jimbo's my name. The man, the myth, the legend, the poem. Okay, I'll finish on this one, I suppose, because this is like it. So this is just ones that I do to sound clever, and it works. So it's going to be my followers' favourite big words. My favourite word, if anyone wondering, conduit. It's better than any other word, you know? Okay. And I know the man who invented the air codes. You'll need that, okay? Please join me as I potty mumble to a dubious destination. Where we're going, we don't need roads or air codes, which might leave some folks bamboozled, truculent even. You see, normally my nibblings are gregarious creatures, but they haven't formed me. If a veranda is not found immediately, there will be wigs on the grim. That might give you food for thought which you can masticate on. Question: will you be chagrined? That's not me being facetious. My temperament might seem egregious to some people, but after you get to know me, I'll leave you with a tranquil feeling. It's not like sinew between your teeth or swimming in a lake of feces. A pipette is being used as a conduit to drip feed epiphanies while you hang freely, like a dangleberry in the breeze. My vernacular is quite spectacular. In fact, words I've accrued, due to the adverse nature of my views, would render your vocabulary feeling somewhat subdued. Me, I don't read religiously, but when I do, the thesaurus is the scripture I prefer to peruse, to cut loose, obey, abdicate. From this dais, or stage, my gateway to a more pinky finger raised, sipping tea for days kind of ways. See, my vocabulary wants to aggrandise to a lexicon far superior, would cast a behemoth in its shadow quicker than you could say. Flocks and us in a hill of pillification. I know. Which you better not do to my artistic creation, and don't even fathom encroaching me with the flippant stipulation that my nomenclature should be subpar because of my socio-economic situation. It's fallacious at best, a glib attempt to scowl from an ivory tower. Abcadefka jickermanok stoop exists. That's the alphabet for you kids. The basis to all of this, paragon of poetry, pariah of artistry, pause the idolatry for my inherent ability to act as my own vessel which all big words can congregate and then proliferate. Burnish my body for I am the living glossary. Thanks very much everyone. Thank you Adam. Thank you Ray. Professional.